Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome to Arc Basics, a show where we break down the ABCs of how to start an arc, how to accomplish things, how to achieve things, how to be the best you possibly can be. That's right, we're going with the full ABCs of arc. A for arc, B for basic, C for, well, whatever you want it to be. C can be anything. Welcome back to Arc Basics. I'm Phlinger Phoo, and today we're going to be discussing the ins and outs, the bits and bobs of one of my favorite dinos on Ark Survival Evolved. Now, these guys right here are in no means at all necessary. They do expedite the process. They do speed up the process of which you're going to get on the maps, whichever map it is. Right now, we're shooting this on Ragnarok. But yeah, today we're talking about the Ankylosaurus or the Anky. All right, so now, or you could also call these guys the little tanks on legs. All right, because these guys right here, they can take a beating, they can take a licking, and they can keep on ticking or swinging that nasty tail of theirs. But yeah, it's pretty menacing what they can do. And I was out here earlier taking a look, and there were a few guys over here. Let's take a look. Let's see, there were a couple guys. Where are they? Okay, there's one. All right, there's a couple guys that are up to no good in the neighborhood. Let's see. Wrong button. All right, so let's take a look. What level are you, buddy? All right, so now you'll notice these guys in the distance. All right, they've got all these spikes and stuff like that on them, but and they're really low to the ground, and that right there should be one of your first signs that these guys right here, they can just take a beating. I mean, these guys, they will take such a beating, it is insane just how big of a beating they can take. Now, a couple things that you want before you start taming one of these things is it's recommended that you either have measure berries. I don't recommend taming them with measure berries. Here, let me close this up. I don't recommend taming them with measure berries. I recommend taming them with either vegetables or dillo kibble. Now, you want either vegetables or dillo kibble because they're such a long, painful tame. Now, it's not going to be, you know, one of those ones where you're having to watch its torpor for super long, anything like that, but they are going to need narcotics. No matter what you use, they're probably going to need narcotics, unless I think it's kibble. And right now, we're running on a bit of an increased taming, but that's just to make it so it doesn't take forever. Okay, so when you're knocking these guys out, you really don't need any kind of special gimmick, any kind of taming pen, any kind of trap, anything of the sort. But we do need to get rid of his little buddy. All right, so let's see. What level are you, buddy? You're level 20, and you are level 90. Okay, so we're going to take out this level 90 just where we can get it dead. All right, now look at how big, I mean, for a level 20, that guy right there still took a pretty big hit. So now we're going to pop up here. We're going to get rid of this. There we go. Hey, buddy. You just chilling out down there? All right, don't worry. I'll just be up here until you lose aggro. Okay? Yeah? Keep on keeping on, dude. All right, you're still mad at me. It's fine. It's fine, dude. All right, he should lose aggro soon. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. And I know he's still aggroed at me because of the dust coming off his feet. Okay, that means he's trying to charge me. Or maybe not. Maybe he just has dust coming off his feet all the time. All right, well, let's go take a look. Are you still mad at me? Okay, you're not still mad at me. Okay, so let's go park my Thylacoleo up here. I pop down here. Make sure you're on passive. And let's just grab, wrong button. Let's just grab the old, trusty, handy, dandy crossbow. Now, I'm using an increased crossbow, but I assure you, you can do these guys with just a regular crossbow. And just like a Doedicurus, all you want to do is kite these guys. It's not, you know, like one of those ones that you have to build the massive taming pen, anything like that. You pretty much just have to stay out of reach of its tail. Because the tail is where all the pain comes from. So, yeah. You know, just like in normal life, you know, the back end is where all the bad stuff happens. Okay. And the only problem is when you're using, when you're using a regular crossbow and they start to run, you want to make sure that you kind of pelt them a little bit. And don't worry about killing these guys when you're knocking them out. because you're not really gonna kill them. All right, give me back those arrows, Boone. All right, thank you. All right, so now that he's knocked out thoroughly like this, we want to kind of keep an eye on him. But also another thing I recommend when you're knocking these guys out and you're taming them, if you're taming them with mejoberries or you're taming them with vegetables, it's kind of important that you build a little shack around them, just so where if something comes along, they're not going to get beat on, because they are a long tame. So they're going to be sitting out here knocked out for a long time. All right, so let's get, I'm just going to tame this guy up really quickly with kibble. I'm going to throw some narcotics on him because he's definitely going to need it. And then I'll bring you guys back. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, and we're back. And this dude's up, and I normally just call these guys Sam. So I'm going to call this guy Sam. All right. So now we've got Sam, or the little Anky right here, that, I mean, he tamed up pretty well. I didn't need any narcotics with him just because I was using kibble. But normally, if you're going to be taming these guys with vegetables or mejoberries, make sure you have the narcotics on him, because they are going to need it. Now, this guy right here, you'll notice that he's level 134, and he's already got 4,000 hit points. These guys are tanks. They're insane tanks. But now we've got to get this guy over to a smithy so where we can make a saddle, because that's what they need. You have to craft their saddle at a smithy. So let me get my, snickerdoodle over here, and then we will head over and get this guy a saddle, and then we'll take you guys out and we'll show you just how big and beefy these guys are and just how effective these guys are. And also, these guys right here, primarily, they're used for getting metal and, flint from rocks. All right, because they're just like the best at it. But also, if you're carrying these guys, they will auto-harvest metal rocks that you leave them next to. Here, let me show you. Here, right over here's a metal rock. Come here, Sam. Let's get your butt over here. Come on, Sam, right here. All right, are you gonna beat it up? All right, sometimes they'll beat it up. But yeah, you can actually carry these guys on an Argent and just have them go right next to the metal, and they'll just start beating it up on their own. Okay, this guy's not doing it. All right, fine. I guess that's not a thing right now. All right, so come on. Let's get your butt over here so I can get a saddle on you, and we're going to show you off to all the cool people. All right. So, hey, I'll bring you guys back as soon as I get a saddle on them, and then we're going to take you guys around and show just how fast these guys accumulate stuff, because it's really impressive. All right, so here we are. We're back inside my little rudimentary shack. So now let's pop open Anky right here. Now you can learn the saddle at level 38. It's really easy to craft. It's only 140 fiber, 260 hide, and 10 metal ingots. Super easy. All right. So now that we have that learned, now we can just pop this open and bam, there we go. Anky saddle, good to go. Come on, buddy, right here. Give me the saddle. All right, now there's a couple different ways that you can treat your Anky. You can either bring it down to your base and just let it kind of chill out there, or you can have it up at like the metal spot that you're going to be harvesting all your metal and just kind of leave it up there. Put it in its own little shack up top and then leave it, or you can kind of just have it down at your base where you can kind of protect it. All depends on how well you plan on being able to protect it in its little chosen spot that you have for it. Now, the one that I've got up here, it's actually a pretty safe spot, so I'll probably just leave it out and just make like a little shack for it up here so where it can just kind of chill out. But just so you know, if you're gonna like leave it in the spot where you gain your metal, know that it needs to be put inside some little shack, which is why normally I will take and I'll make like a little pen around it for smelting stuff. Oh, and here's some raptors that ended up getting in my way while I was running down to get the saddle. So yeah, all right, cool. So now we've got that. Yeah, normally, like what I was saying, I will take and I'll put them in its own little, kind of like little shack, and just leave it there. All right, put that there. You know what? Let's put some cooked meat on you. Here you go. You get some carrots. Alex, give me back that cooked meat. Here, you get the cooked meat. All right, no cooked meat for the other one. All right, so wrong button. All right, so take that, put that on there. Bam! Don't they look awesome? I kind of like it. But yeah, a properly leveled up Anky, if you just wanted to level up your Anky to gather metal, I would say you really don't even need to worry about stamina or health or anything like that. I would just take and I would put all the points into weight and maybe a little bit into melee damage to where you can smack the rocks a little bit quicker and then move on with your life a little bit better. Plus also you tend to get a little bit more metal out of them if you have more melee damage, but make sure you get that weight really high up there. We're going to be discussing a little bit more with that, but also you can like to make a thing that I like to call a battle Anky. Now a battle Anky is not very commonly used, and the only time I've used one is when Ark first came out, back before a ton of dinosaurs got put into the game. But there was a lot of people, you know, they'd be riding around on raptors and stuff, and then they'd still be scared of, you know, high-level T-Rexes, you know, when you first start out. And here I was riding around on a battle Anky that actually had increased movement speed at the time, and whenever, you know, a Rex would come out and they'd eat the people on the raptors who were fighting them in the face, I'd go up to it, I'd just start smacking it with my Anky, and I'd win. Yeah, it was kind of cool. So yeah, if you plan on ever going the battle Anky route, I would make sure I would increase the health, the stamina, and the melee damage, and maybe a little bit of movement speed. I would say for every 5 levels that you put in these things, at least 2 would have to go into health, at least 2. 1 would have to go into stamina, 1 would have to go into melee damage, and 1 would have to go into movement speed. But if you could get a properly high level Anky, you can really make these things super, super tanky, especially in the early game. You don't have to worry about anything when you're low levels. If you can get a high level Anky, make it your buddy and raise yourself up with it. Battle Anky, it's a thing, I swear, it works. All right, so yeah, but this one right here we're gonna use for metal. So this one right here, every single level that we get for the first probably about 20 levels, we're gonna take and we're gonna put into weight on this guy, because I want to be able to carry as much stuff as we possibly can. All right, so now let me show you just how effective these things are for gathering up metal. All right, so now you take a little metal rock right here. All right, so now let's beat this one up with a pick. All right, and see just how much metal we get. 133 with a Mastercraft pick, 53 stone. All right, so now let's take and let's beat this thing up. 104 in one hit, okay? See how fast that is compared to this? Yeah, I got more with the pick, but that's only because it was a Mastercraft. If I was using a regular primitive pick, there's no chance I would have gained that much. But look at how much metal we already have right there. And plus, these guys right here, they get reduced weight on metal and refined metal, so metal ingots as well. So let's take this, put this over here. See how it's 200 pounds? Over here, it's bam, it's 50. It only weighs, you know, 1/4 of the weight. So they get a 75% weight reduction on that. Plus, also, when you beat up rocks with these guys, unlike a Doedicurus, they actually get flint. And not just a little flint, a lot of flint. So if you're needing to make a ton of spark powder, you can get that as well. Now let's go hit this obsidian thing. Bam! You also get obsidian. Plus, you don't get weight reduction on obsidian. But still, it's still pretty dang awesome. All right, so let's take that, put that right there. So now we can take this guy, as he's leveling up, we can take him and we can put all the metal on this guy. We can run it down to our refinery, or we can make just like a little metal refinery up here on the edge of this, so where we could house our Anky away from the metal spawns and stuff like that, and then put a little, put some refining forges right here, so where we have plenty of access to our metal. Get up here, take advantage of that. Oh yeah, metal is super, super easy, but it's, like I was saying at the very beginning of the episode, it's absolutely not required. It just makes things so much easier. Because you can go out and you can get a ton of metal with just a pick. Yeah, you can go out and you get a ton of obsidian with just a pick. Yeah, you can go out and you get a ton of flint with just a pick. So that means that Ankys are for gathering metal, they're in no way required. But they do make it so much easier, especially when you have a super high level Anky. All right, so hey, that's gonna do it for the Anky basics. I hope it helped you out. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate that. It really helps me out. If you're new around here, subscribe. I appreciate that just as much. I do a bunch of basics. I do a bunch of beginner's guides. I do a bunch of wacky playthroughs. I have a bunch of fun on the channel. All right, and until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody.